If keeping your home organized always feels harder than it should, it may not be because you're messy. It might be because most home organization advice is built for people's brains who naturally remember where things go, naturally finish tasks, naturally stay consistent. ADHD brains don't work that way. We don't need more motivation. We need systems that work even when motivation disappears. So today, I'm sharing ADHD friendly home systems that make life easier even on your worst days. These are designed to reduce decision fatigue, reduce clutter buildup, and make your home easier to maintain long term. The biggest shift that helped me keep my home under control is realizing I can't rely on motivation. I have to rely on systems. And that's because motivation changes every day. Good systems don't. ADHD friendly systems reduce steps, reduce thinking, reduce memory requirements, and make the right choice the easy choice. If something requires a lot of effort to maintain, it usually won't get maintained consistently. So these systems are designed to work even when you're tired, distracted, or overwhelmed. System number one is the drop zone system. Everything needs a default place to land. If something doesn't have a landing spot, it lands everywhere. So what we need to do is actually create small drop zones where clutter naturally happens. Near the door, a kitchen counter, in your bedroom, on or inside your desk. And here are some examples of things that you can use for your drop zone: a basket for mail, a tray for keys, a hook to where you can hang your bag or whatever else you want to hang on that hook, a bin for random daily items, or a container for chargers. And the goal here is to make putting something away one easy movement and not 5 steps. And this is good for ADHD because the less steps something takes, it's less likely our ADHD brain will actually want to avoid it. System number two is the point of performance system. ADHD friendly homes place items exactly where the action happens and not where they're supposed to go. So what we need to actually ask is, where does the problem happen? And then we store the solution to that problem right there. For example, things like having chapstick where you sit most often, having a trash can where clutter piles up, cleaning cloths where spills happen, a paper shredder near the mail pile area, a donation box in the closet, a notepad when ideas pop up. The closer the solution is actually to the problem, the more likely it gets solved quickly. We want the right action to feel automatic. And here's a good example. I want to make coffee. I have a coffee station in my home that I set up. The coffee mug's right there that I use to drink coffee out of. The K cups are right there next to the Keurig. When I go to make coffee, I know everything is right there. So I'm going to actually finish the act of making coffee, putting my K cup in the Keurig and making the coffee until it's done. And here's the important thing. If I had to go around, look multiple places and make sure I had everything to make coffee, I'm probably not making coffee. If you're enjoying the content and getting value out of the content, then subscribe to the channel and like the video. And ADHD system number three is one-step storage. If storage requires multiple steps, ADHD brains avoid using it. One-step storage means no lids, no stacking, no complicated folding, no moving things out of the way first, hooks instead of hangers and closets, clear containers, drawer dividers instead of deep piles. If putting something away takes 2 seconds, it actually gets done. ADHD system number four is the visibility system. Out of sight often means out of mind. If you can't see it, you may forget it even exists. So what we're going to do is use visual systems. And here are some examples: clear bins in a pantry, labeled containers, visible laundry baskets, open shelving for commonly used items. And this makes it easier when you have ADHD because you're not reliant on your working memory to hold information or try to figure out where something is really quickly. You can look around and find everything easily. And ADHD system number five is a reset-friendly home. A home doesn't need to stay perfect. It just needs to be easy to reset. We need to ask ourselves, how quickly can I get this room back to normal? And here are some things that can help: fewer small items on surfaces, containers that hold categories, baskets for quick cleanup, and having designated homes for daily items. You want to think, does this place have a 5-minute reset capability? Can I get it done to reset the whole thing within 5 minutes? And you can see right here in my kitchen, it's a mess. I need to reset it. And you can see how quickly I get everything reset in the kitchen only takes a couple of minutes to actually do that. And ADHD system number 6 is reduce decisions. Decision fatigue makes everything harder. You want to reduce the number of choices you need to make daily. And here's some examples: simplified wardrobe sections, consistent routines, assigned homes for common items. The fewer decisions required, the easier it is to maintain systems. And you can see right here at my coffee station, I have 2 mugs, one decision, this one or that one. Or you can also see right here, I have 2 tumblers. I can choose one or the other, one decision. And ADHD system number 7 is fewer steps daily routine system. ADHD brains often struggle with multiple step routines. So what we need to do is reduce the number of steps required for common daily things we need to get done. Look for ways to make routines easier to start. For example, coffee supplies stored together, morning essentials grouped together, workout clothes easy to access, frequently used cookware easy to reach, shower items simplified, and reduce unnecessary layers of storage. The easier it is to begin, the more likely the routine happens consistently. We need to reduce friction at the starting point. So you can see right here, all of my pans are easy to reach. Also, look here, all of my spices are also easy to reach when I want to cook. And ADHD system number 8 is the default home system. ADHD brains struggle when items don't have a clear and obvious home. When something doesn't have a default location, it ends up everywhere. Give frequently used items a clearly defined home that requires minimal effort. For example, you have your remotes always in the same tray, headphones always on the same hook, shoes always go in the same basket or on the same shoe rack, blankets always folded in the same spot, and a bag that always hangs in the same place. Consistency reduces mental load. And this is good because you don't have to decide where something goes each time. You just follow the default. And ADHD system number 9 is the open loop capture system. ADHD brains often hold on to unfinished tasks in the background. The mental clutter creates stress even when we're not thinking about it. So what we want to do is create a simple place to capture unfinished tasks so they don't stay in our heads. For example, having a small notebook where you sit most often, a note app shortcut on your home screen, a whiteboard in the kitchen, a sticky note area near your desk, or even a simple remember later basket. The goal is not to organize a task perfectly. The goal is to get it out of your head so your brain can relax. When ideas and reminders have a place to go, they stop competing for attention. And this is important. Trying to remember everything often creates overwhelm. And the reason this is good for ADHD because writing something down, making it external, means you don't have to try to keep that information in your ADHD brain. ADHD friendly homes don't rely on constant effort. They rely on systems that reduce friction, reduce decisions, reduce steps, support memory challenges, make the easier choice the better choice. Your home doesn't have to be perfect. It has to work with your brain instead of against your brain. Small systems create big relief over time. And you might be thinking right now, how do I get started with ADHD organization? I have a playlist that has videos that helps you do just that. When it comes up on the screen, click the playlist and find the video that works for you.